Welcome back to the MMA Plug, presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz. You can follow me along online at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. I'm sitting here alongside my co-host, UFC middleweight Josh Friend. You can follow him at Josh Friend MMA. We have a special guest here in studio this week. We have the Silverback, a.k.a. the Furnace. It is heating up in here, folks. My man, Harris Talundzic. How you doing, my man?
What's up, guys? I'm doing good. How are we doing here?
Doing awesome. And I could tell by the intro, all I do is win, is that we have Harris Talundzic in studio. We weren't sure if we were going to get this, but guys, we have him here. And man, it's fun to have you here.
So just to let you guys know the significance of Harris being here, Harris is the co-main event coming up at LFA 134 on June 3rd at the Magnus Arena. Harris, why don't you just let them know a little bit more about some of the details in terms of where can they watch you, how can they get tickets, all of those things.
Sweet, yeah. So it's June 3rd, just like Jordan said. Tickets are live in my Instagram bio right now. I'm going to be posting them on Facebook and Twitter as well. You can find me at Harris_Talundzic. Spelling's a little difficult, but if you get close, you'll find it. Anyhow, again,
One R.
One R is important. Anyways, Magnus Arena, June 3rd, Denver University. It's going to be a crazy show. I hope you guys can make it.
So, Harris, you know, one thing that why we're so excited to have you on here, and part of why we had that intro music, you're on quite the streak right now, and the energy and the confidence that you bring is almost like no other. Like, you know, especially after cutting weight. Like, I've never seen anybody be so live and energetic after being on the brink of death, cutting weight, how half of everybody is, and then just really and truly winning the fight before the fight even happens in many cases, because the way that you can play the mental warfare game. Just where does that confidence come from? Like how has that helped you be on the kind of run that you're on right now?
Yeah, man. And I'm going to quote Tim Grover here a little bit because he's someone that's helped me out a lot with my confidence. But confidence and confident people are a special breed of their own type of killers. And I say that because they're people that just can't be broken because they've been broken time and time again. And once you've been broken so many times, whether it be from external forces, internal forces, whatever the case may be, and you have to look within yourself to find your way out of bad situations, you find out just how powerful you are. And I think confident people are just people who have been broken many, many times. Whether, it could be so many different situations, but the point is they find their way out. And when they find their way out, they find out the true power within them. There's this misconception that confident people are confident because their head's overblown. They get a lot of compliments or, confetti and all that good stuff. But I think real confident people are confident because of what's within themselves, not from the opinions of others or external, just opinions in general. So I think, just to emphasize, I think my confidence comes from breaking myself down, figuring out my fears, figuring out my insecurities, finding my excuses, tackling them every single day, and just finding a way to get better every day. And in turn, I've just become very confident.
Wonderful answer.
That was poetic. And that is not what I expected to come out of Harris Talundzic's mouth. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was a great clip it. And when he says something stupid later on, we'll flash back. But something that hasn't been broken, Harris, is your professional win record here. Yep. You are a highly touted prospect, and I think you're finally getting where you deserve. I do believe that you deserve the main event next time, but you're in the next best spot, co-main event. How does that feel, especially coming up through the LFA, and speak about your experience with the LFA?
Well, so a lot of people don't know this. My LFA experience actually began in my amateur career. I fought as an amateur for the LFA. I had a wonderful performance. I knocked the guy out in 27 seconds the first round. So my first experience at LFA was great, and I didn't fight for them for the rest of my amateur career. It'd be 3 or 4 fights. Then as a professional, I fought on another card. And as second fight, I joined Factory X, and I signed with the Radium Sports Agency, which shout out to Radium Sports Agency, shout out to Factory X. They hooked me up with a great contract with the LFA, and I had 3 fights on that first contract, and those went spectacular. As you guys all know, I won all 3 of those, 2 finishes, 1 real tough decision, and that boosted me to 4-0. And so it's just cool, man. It's awesome, dude. I've fought 4 times in total for the LFA, and to already be fighting in the co-main event, it's just an honor, man. I feel privileged. I feel honored, and I just, it makes me want to put on that much better of a performance for these guys.
You carry the spirit of the Bosnian people with you every time that you go into the cage. You represent your fellow countrymen. What does that mean for you to kind of be the hope of an entire country?
Yeah, man. And you know what? And going on deeper on that, there are so many other Bosnian fighters, including myself, that are out there and they're fighting and they're doing amazing. But to be one of the guys, one of the main guys that's out there right now and fighting and about to be on, the world stage, dude, it is such an honor. My parents, they come from Bosnia. As you all know, my family comes from Bosnia. They were refugees of a Muslim genocide that Serbia had committed in the 1990s. And some of the things they went through, man, we can't even talk about here on live stream. And it's just an honor to be able to, I don't want to say pay back, but more so just represent my family and what they've been through, and be able to put that on my back and just show the world and what my family's been through and who my family is. It's an honor, man.
Certainly.
Yeah, certainly to overall bring awareness to it. That's very respectable. But going over to just a little bit of a lighter note here. This is always one of my favorite questions because, as you can see, I have candy again. Harris, when you're cutting weight, when you have these cravings coming up to your initial descent down to your fight weight, do you have any sweets, some vices that say, for me personally, it's well documented that I love Skittles while I'm cutting weight.
Okay.
Just, a bag of Skittles or Jolly Ranchers just to have my mouth not cottony and everything.
Right.
Do you have any of those?
Honestly, I don't. I think my number one craving when I'm cutting weight and getting down to the weight is Reese's.
Reese's peanut butter cups?
Peanut butter cups.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love them. I love peanut butter. I love Reese's peanut butter cups.
That almost sounds like the last thing that I would want. When
with a dry mouth.
Everyone talks about that. They're like, but I just get so hungry.
I mean,
Reese's peanut butter cup
I get the hunger. I definitely get the hunger, but the peanut butter stuck to the top of a dry mouth.
Yeah,
that don't sound
that
good.
sounds like absolute hell. To be completely honest, there, Harris.
I feel like he's trolling.
No.
On
To be 100% honest, I don't get that dry mouth feeling till the morning of weigh-ins. I would say. I think the night before, I'm still pretty I'm not gonna say I'm pretty hydrated, but I still have salivation in my mouth where I'm like, dude, I just want food. I just want food. I'm starving.
Okay.
Understandable.
Understandable.
Now, how much in terms of the discipline in that regard do you think your faith plays into it?
I think my faith is a big part in my discipline. I think, looking back when I was a little kid and some of the things my parents did that would be Islamic based, in the sense of how to raise a family or how to do certain things or how we do certain events. I used to always think it was weird or wow, this is too much, and looking back now, it was it added a lot of structure to our family. It added a lot of discipline. It added a lot of good traits like work ethic and honesty and things like that. I think faith plays a really big role in my life in just every single aspect. I think my parents started it when we were little kids and we didn't realize at the time what was going on. And as I got older and really understood faith a little better, it's just kind of completely taken over a lot of my ethics, morals, and decisions. So I would say faith plays almost everything in my life.
Very respectable, incredible answer.
Harris is just a philosopher over here. He's got a philosopher's stone in the chair.
I see a philosopher's stone, yes. But moving forward, so I want to see how philosophical you get with this question. I know I asked Osmosis last time.
Okay.
So yeah, I hate it, but here we go. So in my career, in how I view fighting, I look at every fight as a story.
Okay.
Each in between fights is a season or seasons of things that happen.
Okay.
Leading up to this fight, and this particular fight. Do you yourself have a story that you play in your mind, how you picture it playing out, how you portray it? Is there anything that, I know with me, there's certain songs that I'll listen to during fight camp or the lead up that helps me like portray what story I'm trying to put out. I mean, we're martial artists. Like I'm not very creative when it comes to like painting or anything like that. So like you want to go out and you want to put out a story in the best way that you can. What is Harris Talundzic's story for this fight on June 3rd?
Brilliant. I think I can relate to that a lot. What you said about every fight being its own story and kind of being like almost a chapter in a book. Looking back on all my fights, I could flip mentally to that chapter and be like, these are the songs that were played in this chapter. These were the movies and shows watched in this chapter. These were the books read in this chapter. And every chapter, as I flip through, is a new set of songs, a new set of books, a new set of everything. And if I could put in a few words what this story is, I would say this chapter is a chapter of resilience. In this chapter, I questioned the whole MMA thing a lot. I haven't fought for 7 months. I went through multiple events where they said I would be fighting. I got prepared, no fight. People didn't want to fight. Whatever happened, I didn't know. 6-7 months. And so over the course of 6-7 months, me being 26, I'm not getting any younger. And I'm not just athletic, I'm also intelligent. Me being an intelligent guy, I also started kind of thinking like, man, had I pursued a regular career, I could be maybe a multimillionaire by now or something. I believe in myself. I think anywhere I would have gone, I could have excelled to CEO ranks and, really excelled and made a lot of money and been successful. So throughout these 7 months, I really questioned it all. I was like, dude, is this what I want to keep doing? Because hold on, I'm waiting 6-7 months. I'm not getting a fight. Why don't I just go get a career and start a family and be normal? I'm sure my girlfriend's parents are wondering what's going on. I'm sure my parents, I know they're wondering what's going on. And I think what truly just kept driving me was some of you guys in the gym, yourself, Dustin Jacoby, Cody Brundage, all you guys who just stay in there and train and get fights, and then out of nowhere, your life changes. And for me, dude, I never really seen it happen so often, but being at Factory X, you see it almost like every quarter, every 3-4 months, you see someone's life completely change. And seeing that happen time and time again, I know deep down that intelligent piece of me struck me always. Even when I was doubting myself, I said, dude, you're going to be one of those guys here pretty soon. You just got to keep training. It's going to come. Relax. You're going to be just like these guys you're looking up to. And but if you quit now, you're always going to wonder, what if? What if it was 1 month away? What if it was 2 months away? So I kept at it. I got a great fight against an undefeated fighter. I think it's going to look sweet. I think it's going to look, my performance is going to speak for itself. Whenever I'm elevated to fight someone who's good, I fight better, I look better. So it's like the story of resilience. I stayed resilient, and what came out was the co-main event of LFA 133 in my home city, Denver University, against an undefeated prospect.
That's the goosebumps over there.
Jens can't see it, but I swear to you, I have goosebumps.
He does have goosebumps
on my arms because what Harris just said, I empathize with tremendously. Like I too believe myself to be an intelligent person, and I've questioned it all the time. Like I could be out making a ton of money doing something else, but like this passion, this fire, and seeing everyone else change their lives, like that is what kept me going. And I'm sure every fighter out there can speak something to that nature like that. And for you to just be open and saying something like that, yeah, like I got goosebumps. That's
Heck yeah, man. That's
the
awesome.
real truthness right there, guys.
Raw and real as you can get right there. Folks, we were speaking to the Silverback, Harris Talundzic.
Let's go.
Harris, on the way out here, is there any sponsors, management, anybody out there that you want to throw a shout out to?
Man, I just got a brand new sponsor. One of my good buddies, Alejandro Rodriguez, started a boxing glove company. Guys, he's making some really cool boxing gloves. Check them out, Black Sheep Universe. We just started a little deal. Outside of that, Thank you to all my past sponsors. Thank you to Factor X. Thank you to Iridium Sports Agency. Thank you to Kratos Performance and Fitness, my family, my brothers, my parents, and my beautiful lady, Logan. Thank you guys, Jordan. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for having me, guys. This is awesome.
Where can people follow you?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Harris, Haris _ TALUNDZIC. That's on Instagram. And from there, you can find my Twitter and Facebook.
Harris, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We told you that it was going to get a little bit heated in here. This man has taken on a little bit of a newer nickname on top of the Silverback the last couple of weeks.
We the furnace.
The furnace, because he just keeps cooking them out here. Like we say, folks, this is the MMA Plug presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM Mile High Sports Radio. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz. You can follow me along online at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. This is my co-host over here, Josh Fremd. You can follow him at Josh Fremd MMA. Thank you again so much, Harris, for joining us along. Stick around after the break, folks. We're going to go around the world in combat sports and go 3 rounds to close out the hour. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM Mile High Sports Radio on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m.
or live stream at DenverSportsBetting.com/radio.